try to work to refinance the 10 loans. You know, again, it's a 38-year loan for each one of them. They started in 2001, so we've got a ways to go. So we can combine them and then kind of redistribute the tax base. I think we can make, you know, significant savings, but it's going to take a lot more work. So more to come on that. Keep going. Sorry. Slow down. Okay. So we have fire districts. Sorry, fire. There's our budgets, and that's what's been allocated or appropriated to the fire districts, Pattersonville, Plotterville, Duanesburg, Pine Grove, and then our special districts on sewer, and then tax rate reporting. All right, I think that's it. If you can close that, you know, this is. I think that's really all I have. Again, I wanted to try to walk through what we base this on. Actually, if you could open up one more time. So I'm going to open this up back for public comment in a second. Sorry. Yeah, that one. And that's some feedback. So let's scroll down to justice. Sorry. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. So there's two lines, two clerks. So this is what Michelle asked for, $26,000. I'm saying, and that was based on 25-hour work week at $20 an hour. I said I can't do that. I said so I based mine on a 22-hour work week at $18 an hour, staying flat as far as, you know, an hourly rate. And then again, Michelle asked for $9,000, which was 10 hours at $18 an hour a week for 52 weeks. I said, I responded saying, I think 8 hours times 52 weeks times $18 an hour is fair. Again, if the workload spikes that all of a sudden, you know, there's a quadrillion tickets coming through, Michelle, and just come talk to us, and we'll increase your line accordingly. But again, we need to monitor this and watch closely. We need to build a business case. If we scroll down to town clerk. Oh, there you go. So Carol asked for $12,000. It ended up being 10 hours a week, and then it was 48 hours for her vacation, then like 48 hours for sick time, and then 50 hours for special project. Again, if you have a special project, come talk to the board, and we'll fund you. So what I based that on, so I think that was, figured in front of me exactly, but so I think it was like 624 hours total times 1850. So what I responded was, look, I think 6 hours a week times 1850 times 52 weeks, plus the 48 hours for vacation coverage is sufficient. Again, if the workload comes in and it doesn't look like it, we are willing to amend it. So I wanted to highlight a couple of those pieces. Again, I think we talked about the medical insurance. That's going to drop by $6,000. And I think those are a couple of big changes. So at this point, I'll open it back up to the floor for discussion or questions. You can stay there, Bob. I'll just move you up. No questions?
All right. There's state police over here. You got the state police administrator. That line is still in there. I'm doing that. I'm not sure. The $2,060 should be removed.
Yep. Should be out. All right. Let's hold on that one. So just make a note, Lou, for that for a second. Don't worry, go on.
The town hall.
Huh?
I'm doing that. I'm doing the town hall.
All right. I do want to highlight a couple more things too. You know, in an effort, I've asked everybody in town hall to step up. So what I'm asking now is, before the town clerk's office used to do, you know, all the vouchers, and then there's the abstracts. What I'm asking now, as part of each department head having a little more visibility and being a little more sensitive to the expenses of their department, I'm asking each department now to do their own vouchers. So they see how much their phones cost, how much this costs, how much that costs. It's, you know, we've created some spreadsheets. So really, once you go in there and populate it with the new, you know, monthly cost, it's the phone bill, for example, it's $50. You know, next month, all you gotta do is go in there and change the month, change the rate, do save as to the month of January, for example, and mail it into Ronnie. You get to, you know, you print it out, you sign it, you staple it, and hand it to Ronnie. Ronnie creates the abstract. It should be, again, like some reduction of work for the town clerk's office. Again, we're spreading some of the workload across everybody else. We've stepped up. I'm asking each department now to order their own supplies. Again, each department, the theory here is that each department should be absolutely sensitive to how much money they're spending. I understand that, you know, before Ronnie did a great job, you know, purchasing for everybody, but I think it, you know, again, to try to drive some costs down and put the labor back where it belongs, and that's at the department heads. That's what we're paying them to do, is you need to order your supplies. You need to watch your budget. You guys submitted your budgets. You need to live by them. So you need to manage them, you need to order, and then you need to, when these bills come in, make sure they're right, and then pay them. So again, we're, you know, trying to load balance a little bit of the workload off the town clerk's office and out to the town, or to the department heads. I don't think it's unreasonable. I think it's expected. It's at least my expectation. I'm hoping for the rest of the board. The monthly agendas, I've picked up this, you know, some of the work from Carol. I put together the agendas. I lay it all out as much as possible. Carol, obviously, and Ronnie do some wordsmithing and helping me with it a bit. But again, I'm trying, as the supervisor's office, trying to pick up some of the load from the town clerk's office to distribute it a little bit more. So I present Carol, I did it late this week, but usually like on Thursdays, the week before, I present Carol the draft agenda. You know, it's got all the transfers in there, most of the stuff. Carol, you know, does her piece, and then we present at the meetings. So again, we're trying to load share a little bit off the town clerk's office, trying to reduce, you know, again, costs. Everybody else is trying to step up to assist. So, you know, again, we're trying to reduce costs as much as possible. So again, you know, it may seem like I'm singling out a little bit, but again, we've worked to reduce some of the labor and spread the labor out and the costs associated with that across the board and departments. So I will, Lou, if you want to, I'll make a note or just write it down for a second. Is there any other questions on the budget? And this is still the open public hearing part too. Yes, sir.
You're showing that you're $130,000 in the red.
That's the fund.
Well, what's the difference between the expenditures and the revenues? I'd say you're $130,000 in the red. Do you have money to cover that?
Yes. Yeah. So this is where a little bit what we get into, I guess, government accounting. So it's not like January 1st we get a check from the county and says, boom, here you go, here's your $500,000. It comes out over the year.
Right.
So as we spend money and bring in money, we need I don't want to say a revolving account, but a floating account. That's what that fund balance is.
Right. But you're showing that you're going to have revenue coming in that's $467K, actually $468K.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you're going to spend $598.
Correct.
So it's $130,000 debt.
If you're looking at it as a single spot and day in time, that's what it looks like. It
Over
does.
the year.
But don't forget, so this year they estimated at 493, the actual spent at 549. When you go back to the chart,
511, it's 2011 audit. And that's
right, that's the actuals.
Right.
That's the actual revenue that came in. This is
For
what
2011.
Right. So what, the point is, like, they estimated low on their revenues. Every year they're gonna estimate low on their revenues. You don't wanna overestimate your revenues, because then you're gonna tend to overestimate your appropriations. And then if the revenues come in under, now you're really in trouble.
Right, I understand that, but still that's only 50K. It should be 7K.
Right?
And 130, is that an issue? Your 2011
Right.
actuals are 549K.
Right,
Your 2012 budget, you're saying is 493?
correct.
So.
Estimated
that-
budget. Yeah, it's an
Estimated budget, right,
Yeah.
that's the year. But you're now showing that you've got a deficit of 130. So even if you use a 550 figure, you still get a deficit that's close to 50K. Is that a problem?
And this year, yeah, we did overspend our revenue.
Even if
But
you
this is-
made,
It's not a deficit like you think.
even if you made 550, which is your 2011 audit figure for what you got for revenue, you're still under. You don't have enough money to cover next year. Is that an issue?
My answer is no, it's not. Right, because, A, this number is estimated low. Revenues are estimated low. This is still estimated a little bit high. I know we're trying to bring the actual budgets from each department that is in tight, but, you know, are we gonna spend everything in the buildings fund? Probably not. Will you spend every dime that we have in the state police fund? Probably not. Is each department gonna spend all their supplies? Probably not. So, and the expectation is still that each department's gonna come in under, you know, a little bit under their budget.
Should you cut them now? And then if things ease up? maybe-
I guess you could, in theory, but I mean, we don't wanna be every month reanalyzing the full budget. We track it and watch it, but I don't wanna be, you know, having to do a public meeting every month to readjust the budget. Now, we do have a contingency account, so that's, again, it helps a little bit if we spike. This number's a little bit, it's highlighted in red, just to kind of highlight again, but it's more like your floating checkbook, a floating revolve chart, right? It's there, it's like a credit line. You're not, you know, you're gonna use it, you're not gonna use it, you're gonna put the money back as soon as we get to the end of the year. Like in this case, we put back, 13,000 or something. So if you looked at it as a snapshot in time and said, boy, we're gonna send out a check tomorrow for 600,000, and we're gonna get a check from the county for 580 or 480, yeah, then we're gonna be in the hole. But it's
Well,
again.
it's over the whole year. I understand what you're trying to say that with the snapshot, but it's your yearly budget. You get X amount coming in, you get Y going out. And right now you're showing a 130K difference. And I can understand that you underestimate revenue, but even if we use the 2011 audit figure, it's still bad. 70K.
70K.
Right.
Yep, and if you
So
actually
is
go
there
back,
some-
if we go back to our, to the charts, to the PowerPoint charts, 78,000 is where our savings account is. That's the line. Yeah, if you open that up again. PowerPoint, yeah, and go back up. You just clean back up here. Drag it down or. So actually, we one of the first charts. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. That one. 70,000. That's the break even. Again, bad rainy day, we got a tax. It's a little bit of government accounting, so I've tried to make this look like it's, more of a, family kind of checkbook, our own personal finances, right? You got paychecks coming in, you got a national Mohawk or national grid going out, you got food, gas, you try to budget as closely as possible, and you try to increase your savings. And that's really how I try to build, and that's how I'm trying to build the budget here. Again, if we need extra money, come back to the board and say, hey, you know what, we need a new printer. We'll look at it, and we'll work with you, and we'll fund you. But I just can't see Can you get to this chart? I can't see setting budgets so high that it doesn't matter. I mean, you could overspend and still not even recognize what happened. And I think that's what happened here. You know, this budget, look at the budget, but we missed here by like, what is that, 9,000 maybe? And again, here, the overspend. But the budget was way up here. I came in on the budget. Well, big deal. It's, you know, we're in the red. So, so that's it. Any additional questions? All right, so if there's no questions from the board or from the audience, if you can close this spreadsheet, you just actually close it out. And open this one up. So, to address what hopefully is the town clerk's concerns, hopefully I'm going to address Lou's concerns, town and Carol's concerns, Carol's and Michelle's and Lou's. I did make some last minute adjustments with everything considered. So slow down, keep going. Okay, slow down. So I increased the deputy again. You know, it is obviously open to the board, but to close the public hearing, I've taken, you know, Michelle's concerns, Todd's, Carol's concerns. You know, we put a lot of thought into it. So again, I've increased the deputy clerk line to 8,371. I think that's based on 8 hours a week for this deputy clerk, plus the 48 hours, or yeah, 48 hours for Carol for vacation. So that increased it up to 8,300, whatever it is. So, you know, I'm hoping that we've met halfway, Carol. Again, if you have additional concerns, you know, again, if you get a special project, I think one time you said the Department of Health come in and wanted to do some work, you know, just come talk to us. You know, we're reasonable. But I think that, you know, meets hopefully your requirements. I think you've done a pretty good job so far in 6 hours a year or a week that you did this year. You know, and again, going back, that we've also taken some of the workload off. I know it's not a huge amount, but we've tried to reduce some of your workload. So I'm hoping that's a fair number for now. Can you scroll up to justice? There you go. So, court clerk, it's 25 hours a week, Michelle. What you asked for. 25 hours. I couldn't do an increase on the hours, an hourly wage. So it's 25 times 52 times 1804 comes to 23. That's what you asked for. That's what you got. I didn't increase the assistant court clerk, or typist. I left that. I know you asked for 10 hours a week. I left it at 8. Again, if it comes down to it, you know, again, the board is more than willing to discuss it and analyze it, but, you know, we're going to put some heavy thought into that. So, you know, if you scroll down a little bit, we want to go to buildings, right? Buildings, Lou? State police. All right. State police administrator, put a 0 here. Hopefully the formulas will hold. They didn't hold. I can do it. Want to do a formula real quick? No, the next line. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah. Perfect. Okay. There you go. So, right, that's what you want. Okay. So scroll down a little bit. Scroll down. We're looking for insurance.
That didn't work.
It didn't work.
No,
I don't think that's what you had.
that's what we had, 33.6.
No, yeah, don't touch that formula.
The total state police, that formula. The next line up to you on the 377,000.
Yeah, double click that line. This line. 33.
33.96.
Okay, double click again. 12 through 119.
And then undo it, and then you see something.
Well, it's,
That's
Yeah, there's a change, it was,
Yeah, it changed.
it was 379,000.
Well, Excel can do it faster than your fingers can.
The budget we have says 367, 844. Yeah, it says 367, 844. What does that say? 377, 534.
So the, all these ones around.
That didn't change.
So we scroll up again. No.
Are we going insurance?
No. Capital improvement, hold on. Here it is. Capital improvement. I moved this from 1,000 to 6,000, that's why I didn't change. So sorry, I should have thought about that. So there's a couple of projects we're looking at. We reduced our insurance by 6,000, so I took 5,000, put it there. This is again why I can help redistribute some of the wages to the justice and the town clerk's office. So that's why the number didn't change drastically low. We talked about, there's a couple projects that Joe and Lou are working on putting together, and Mr. Miller. And also we had a presentation about eco, so I put $5,000 into capital improvement for the church, for the building. So scroll down again. Yeah, I want to go down to, go ahead. Keep going, keep going. Keep going. Hold on. Medical insurance. Okay, it's already been changed. It was at 18, I reduced it to 12, so again, $6,000 savings there. And can you just click on